Hi and welcome. My name is Raphael. In today's video, I will guide and practice the modified primary series, the sequence that I learned in the It's Yoga teacher training as taught by Larry Schultz. It's a wonderful practice for people to get accustomed to the sequence without having the more challenging poses. There are no inversions in this sequence. We also take away some of the bigger twists in half lotus, that kind of thing. So it's really accessible to everybody, and that's what Larry Schultz really did and have in mind, was to give a taste of what the practice, a full primary practice can include and what it feels like without having all the poses that are wonderful but maybe create a bit of a challenge for most people in terms anatomically and in terms of morphology. I'm talking about that. I'm using 2 blocks and also a belt. Maybe, I don't know, the blocks definitely I might use the belt, I'm not sure. But feel free to have them by your side if you want to use them. If you prefer doing the practice without any support, then go ahead. But I think it's a wonderful tool to have, the blocks, in terms of, I think sometimes people look at it like, oh, I'm not good enough if I have to use the blocks or some form of supports. But it's actually a really wonderful way to experience the poses in a totally different light, because there are muscles that maybe we cannot access due to different factors. And once we use the block, there is maybe a sense of spaciousness and also groundedness offered by the blocks that may not happen without. It's just always nice to explore our practice in different ways. At least I think so. So having said that, let's go ahead and start at the beginning of the mat. You can come more or less with a foot distance between the toes and the front edge of the mat. Relaxing your arms by your side, feel the weight in your shoulders, creating space in your neck. And maybe slightly bringing the head back so the back of the head is in line with your back, the chin parallel to the floor, and either the eyes closed or a soft gaze forward. Take a moment to tune in with whatever sensations may appear. Feel the support of your mat and the floor below the soles of the feet, so that you begin to find stability in your legs. Gently lift your chest, bring openness in your heart center. Activate the bandhas, Muladhara Bandha at the base of the spine, keeping the pelvis in neutral. Then draw the belly in, lift the chest towards the chin, and begin to breathe Ujjayi, the victorious breath. Let it be your guide now and throughout the practice. If you feel that your mind wanders, just gently bring it back to the sound of your breath. Inhale, open your eyes. Exhale, palms together, the heart center. Surya Namaskar A and B, 3 of it each. Inhale, arms up, palms together, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, bend your knees, chin towards the chest, gaze towards the navel. Inhale, lengthen halfway forward. Straighten the knees, fingertips on the shins of the floor, gaze front. Exhale, step back, palms down, knees down to the floor, bend the elbows. Inhale, come up. In Cobra, we start slowly. Exhale, curl the toes under, push the hips back and up, coming into downward facing dog. Spread the fingers wide. Relax the heels towards the floor. If they don't reach, no worries. Take the gaze back between the thighs or the navel if it's there. Inhale, gaze front. Walk your feet towards your hands, bending the knees as much as you need to. Inhale, lengthen halfway forward, chin away from the chest. Exhale to fold, release the stomach on your thighs, chin towards the chest. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, arms down by your side. Stay in touch with your breath. Second round. Inhale, arms up, lengthen, long side. Exhale, keep lengthening as you fold forward. Bend your knees, chin towards the chest, gaze to navel. Inhale, lengthen halfway forward, suck your stomach in. Exhale, palms to the floor, step back. Big step back, knees down to the floor, modified chaturanga. Activate your legs before lifting the upper body slightly into Bhujangasana Cobra. Elbows back. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. If you find that your spine is rounded with the knees straight, then bend your knees and find space into your spine, the side body. Breathing Ujjayi. The shoulders away from your ears. Bring the exhale to the belly, Uddiyana Bandha Sakistamakin. Inhale, gaze forward. Walk, step, or jump your feet between the hands if you feel like it. Inhale, lengthen halfway forward. Exhale to fold. Follow your breath. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, arms down by your side. Inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, hands overhead, gaze up. Exhale, forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway out of Uttanasana, half forward fold, activate your legs. Exhale, step back or jump back in Vinyasa. Knees on or off the floor, your choice, keep the elbows bent back. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. If downward facing dog is challenging, or if it's a lot on the shoulders and the wrists right now, the modified version would be to put the knees down to the floor, maybe doing a few cat-cows. Relax your body, relax your mind. Inhale, gaze front, walk, step or jump your feet between the hands. With control, inhale, lengthen halfway forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, come up. Exhale, arms down, Samastiti. Surya Namaskara B. Inhale, bend your knees, arms up, suck your stomach in, gaze up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway forward. Exhale, Vinyasa, whatever version you want to take. Again, knees on or off the floor, listen to your body. Inhale, upward facing dog, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Gaze front. Inhale, right foot step forward, big step. Keep inhaling to lift your upper body and your arms up, warrior one. Exhale, arms down, cycle through Vinyasa. Left foot steps forward. Warrior one on the other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms to the floor. Left foot back. The feet more or less hip distance apart. The hands more or less shoulder distance apart. You can play around with that, feeling how it makes changing in your body, bring the feet closer together or wider. Same with the hands. Find space in your lower back, suck your stomach in. Inhale, gaze front, walk, step, or drop your feet between the hands. Inhale, lengthen halfway forward, knees bend if you need. Exhale, chin towards the chest. Inhale, bend your knees, sit down, arms up. Exhale, straight legs, arms down by your side. Samastiti, feel the heat building up from within. Inhale, bend your knees, arms up, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway forward, hands down on the floor if you like. Exhale, Vinyasa. Chaturanga Dandasana, keep the elbows close to the body. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, shoulder blades down the spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. Gaze forward to bring the right foot forward, big step. Warrior one. Inhale, upper body and arms up. Exhale, palms down. Vinyasa or in downward facing dog. We can all meet up in downward facing dog. If you feel that it's too much Vinyasa, too much on your energy right now, left foot steps forward, a big step. Warrior one. Exhale, arms down. Cycle through your version of Vinyasa. Using your breath to guide you. Exhale, hips up and back. 5 breaths to explore the pose. Feel your body, sensations, changes since the beginning of the practice. Inhale, gaze forward. Bring the feet between the hands. Inhale, lengthen halfway forward. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, bend your knees, Utkatasana, arms up. Exhale, Samastiti. The last round. Inhale, bend your knees, Utkatasana, gaze up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana, gaze towards the belly. Inhale, lengthen halfway forward and gaze forward out of Uttanasana. Exhale, Vinyasa. Warrior one on the right side, big step forward. Inhale, rise up with the upper body, arms up. Exhale. Find the flow between the movement and your breath. Left foot steps forward. Right heel down on the floor. Inhale to rise to the upper body. Exhale, palms to the floor. Relax your head in between your upper arms. Stay connected to the bandhas, your energy locks. Feel supported from within. Calm breathing through the nose. Last inhale and exhale. Inhale, gaze front. Make your way back to the top of the mat. Keep inhaling. Adho Uttanasana, gaze front. Exhale, head down, Uttanasana. Inhale, bend your knees, upper body and arms up. Chair pose. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, separate your feet, hip distance apart. Exhale, hands on your hips, elbows back. Inhale, lift the chin. Exhale, fold forward, bending the knees as much as you need to catch the big toes with the peace sign fingers and the thumbs. Inhale, lengthen halfway forward. Exhale, bend the elbows to the outside, release your head down. Keep the shoulder blades away from the ears. So down the spine towards the sacrum. To lengthen into the middle back. Inhale, lengthen halfway forward. Astasana, place the hands underneath the soles of the feet with the toes as close to the crease of the wrist as possible. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, bend the elbows, relax your head down. Knees bend or straight. Bring the body weight onto the toes, feeling the stretch in your wrists, hands. To come out to breath, inhale, lengthen halfway forward. Exhale, hands on hips, chin towards the chest. With a breath in, rise up. Exhale, feet together. Arms down by your sides, Samastiti. Utthita Trikonasana. Extended triangle pose. Inhale, right foot steps back. Turn towards the back edge of your mat. So the right toes towards the back edge of the mat. The back foot in slightly. Arms up parallel to the floor. Inhale, long spine. Exhale and reach forward with the right hand. Towards the right foot. Bring the right hand down. And left arm up. This is where you could use a block. Placing your hand onto your block. So you create space in both sides of the body. Usually the tendency is to collapse a little bit. So use the blocks to give you more height. Gaze towards the left thumb. Inhale. Exhale, look down to root down. Inhale, come up. We go to the other side. Turn the right foot in, left toes pointing towards the front edge of the mat. Exhale. Reach forward and down with the left hand. Find the block. Right arm up and gaze up. Trying to bring the chin towards the right shoulder. Opening of the hips and the chest. Breathe in to open the chest. Exhale, gaze down. Parivita Konasana. Inhale, rise up. Turn towards the back of your mat. Revolve triangle. Both hips facing forward. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, go down. Again, placing the hand onto the block, maybe at a different level like I'm doing here. Right arm up. Find the twist. Although the block is there, maybe very lightweight with the left hand. So we're still reaching up with the right arm, finding the space. Try to bring the left side of the rib cage towards the right thigh. Exhale, gaze down. Inhale, rise up with control for the other side. Bring the right foot in, square the hips. You can separate the feet hip distance if that helps. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Right hand onto the block and left arm up. Drawing a long line with the arms from floor to ceiling. And this time trying to bring the right side of the rib cage towards the left thigh. Keeping the hips in one line, deepening the twist. Exhale, gaze down. Inhale, rise up. Arms out to the side. Exhale, feet together. Samastiti, arms down by your side. Utthita Parsva Konasana. Extended side angle pose. Right foot steps back, a big step this time. Bring the left foot in, turn the right toes out. Bend your right knee on top of the right ankle and arms parallel to the floor. Inhale. Exhale, release the right forearm onto your right thigh and reach through the left arm alongside the left ear. Suck your stomach in and take the gaze towards the left palm. Try to keep both sides of the neck long. Just gazing with the eyes. Keep the head, the neck in line with the rest of the spine. And press into the outer edge of your left foot. Finding a long line between the back foot and the left hand. Last inhale. Exhale, gaze down. Inhale to come up. Bring the right toes in, turn the left toes out. Bend your left knee deeply. Inhale. With the exhale, relax the left forearm onto your left thigh and reach through the right arm this time. Finding the diagonal line between the back edge of the right foot and the right fingertips. Very little weight with the forearm onto your left thigh. Use your inner strength to keep you up. Suck your stomach in. Uddiyana Bandha. Last inhale. Exhale, gaze down. Inhale, come up. Parivita Parsva Konasana. Both hips facing front. So bend your left knee down onto the floor. Maybe building the pose from the ground up. Inhale, left arm up. Gaze to the left hand. Exhale, twist towards the right side. Trying to bring the left arm to the outside of the right thigh, the palms together, and gaze towards the ceiling. Pressing down firmly into the right foot. If you feel like keeping the left knee off the floor, go ahead and do so. Here I'm focusing on the twist. And keep the top of the back foot active on the floor. Exhale, gaze down. Left knee off the floor. Inhale, unwind to go to the other side. Right knee down to square the hips front first. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, twist to the left. Bring the palms together with the heart center. And gaze over the left shoulder towards the ceiling. This time pressing firmly into the sole of the left foot. And feeding all 5 toes, the back foot onto the floor. Muladhara Bandha active. Inhale. Exhale, gaze down. Curl the back toes under. Inhale to rise. Arms out to T. Exhale. Samastiti. Feet together. Arms down by your side. Prasarita Padottanasana. Right-legged forward fold, A to D. Inhale, right foot steps back, a big step. Line up the feet, the heels, the toes, minimum the feet parallel to one another, or maybe slightly in. Inhale, hands onto your hips, lift the chest. Exhale, foot forward. Release the hands onto the floor. Take an inhale, lift the head gaze front to find space into your lower back. Exhale, release the top of the head towards the floor. Bend the elbows. The knees can be bent. If it's hard to find the floor, you could also place the hands onto your blocks. And trying to line up the fingertips with the toes. Keep your inner ankles active. Inhale, lift the head, gaze forward. Exhale, chin towards the chest, hands on hips. Inhale, rise. Open the arms out to T. Exhale, hands on hips, elbows back. B, inhale, lift chin. Exhale, fold it down. Relax your neck and your head. Using gravity to pull you down, but also using the abdominal muscle to guide you towards the floor. Keep drawing the elbows towards one another and pointing towards the ceiling so your chest is open. Chin towards the chest. To come up, breathe in. Arms out to T. Exhale, hands behind you, interlock the fingers. Press the hands down to lift the chest. Exhale, fold. In the C variation, try to soften your shoulders, the upper back. Keep pressing the outer edges of your feet into the floor. Again, the inner ankles active, thighs active. Chin towards the chest on the exhale. Inhale, rise up. Hands on hips. Inhale, lift the chin. Last one. Exhale, fold. Take hold of the big toes with the peace sign fingers and the thumbs. Inhale, lengthen halfway forward. Gaze front. Lengthen the lower back. Exhale, bend the elbows out to the side. You can shake your head yes and no, relaxing the neck muscles, finding some space in the cervical spine. Create a 90-degree angle with the arms, avoiding that the elbows are going forward too much. Bring the elbows on top of the wrists. Last inhale and exhale. Inhale, lengthen halfway forward. Exhale, chin to chest, hands on hips. Take a breath in to come up. Arms out to T. Exhale, coming back to Samastiti, feet together, arms down by your side. Parsvottanasana, take hold of the elbows behind you with opposite hands. Inhale, right foot steps back, a short stance. Turn towards the back edge of your mat, back foot in, square the hips. Inhale, lift chest and chin. Exhale, and lengthen away from the hips to the upper body. Looking to lengthen the sides of the body. We can stop halfway, or if your body allows it, or taking the breath that we are in a pose to gradually bring the right side of your upper body, your right rib cage, onto your right thigh. Gaze towards the right thumb, chin away from the chest. Listen to your body. Soften the facial muscles. Chin towards the chest. Inhale, come up. Turn towards the left foot. Change the crossing of your forearms and your elbows. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, lengthen forward once again, avoiding to round the spine. The idea is to find space in the sides of the body. So maybe stopping halfway once again, but if your body allows it, gently with each exhale, bringing the left rib cage this time onto the left thigh, the left knee, chin away from the chest. Maybe touching the shin to the inside of the shin, keeping the spine in the center line. Gaze towards the left toes. Last inhale. And exhale, chin towards the chest. Inhale, come up. Unwind the arms and returning into Samasthiti. Arms down by your side. Vrikshasana. Tree pose. Rooting down into your left foot. I'm doing a different variation of tree pose today with the toes, the right toes down onto the mat and resting or placing the right heel into the inside of the left leg. Palms together at the heart center. It's a great stretch for the toes in its variation. Also helps if balance is challenging usually. Inhale, arms up. Lengthening from the hips to the armpits to the fingertips. Maybe gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release the shoulders down. Inhale, gaze front. Exhale, hands on the hips, lift the right knee up towards the upper body. Bring the thighs close to the upper body as possible, elbows back, and the option to straighten the right leg. Exhale, right foot down. Arms down, the same thing to the other side. Place the left toes on the floor with the sole of the left foot in the inside of the right leg. Palms together at the heart center. It's a hippopreneur. Draw the left knee towards the left side of the room, keeping the tailbone pointing down. An option to bring the arms up, testing your balance. Keep sucking your stomach in. Muladhara Bandha activated. Uddiyana Bandha. And keep breathing Ujjayi. Inhale, gaze front. Exhale, hands on hips. Lift the left knee up as high as possible. Keeping the knee up, option to straighten the left knee. Pull the elbows back, chest open. Last inhale to lift. Exhale, foot down, arms down by your side. Vinyasa to Utkatasana. Inhale, arms up. Lengthen as much as you can. Keep the length in your upper body and fold forward and down. Inhale, lengthen halfway forward, finding your way in Vinyasa the way that you like. Downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze front and bring the feet between the hands. Landing into Utkatasana, straight away bend your knees, arms up. Suck your stomach in. Bring the upper body and the hips back. Body weight in the heels. Find your inner strength. Last inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, Vinyasa. Warrior one. Right foot steps forward, a big step. Then the left foot down on the floor. Inhale, upper body and arms up. And sit down in the pose. Maybe separating the feet a little bit more. Give yourself space to bring the hips down. Contract your left glute. And contract the hamstrings of your right leg to bend into the right knee. Inhale, straighten the front knee. Turn towards the left foot for the other side, trying to keep the arms up. Bend into the left knee, contract the left hamstring this time. Suck your stomach in. And find softness, calmness in your breath. Contract the right glute. Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, arms by the parallel to the floor. Maybe widening your stance, bring the back foot back further. And gaze towards the left hand. Warrior 2. Long lines. From fingertips to fingertips. Long lines with the back leg. With the exhale, maybe sit down a little bit more. Inhale, straighten the front knee. Bring the back foot in 45 degrees, more or less. Turn the right toes, bend your right knee. And allow gravity to bring your hips down softly. Although you're also using the muscles of your right leg to bend the right knee. Finding the arms in one line, reaching forward and back with the same strength. Last inhale. Exhale, look down, palms to the floor. Vinyasa. And we're coming to seated. I'm going to walk, but if you can, you could step also or jump to seated. Bending your knees. Probably the softer version of cycling through to seated. Dandasana. Staff pose, feet together, hands by your side. And lengthen. Lengthen from the root to the crown of the head. Keep your legs active. All 10 toes in the same line. Paschimottanasana A. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Reach for the big toes with the peace sign fingers and the thumb. If you don't reach there, no worries. Hands to the floor or even the shin or the ankles. Inhale, lift the chest, gaze up. Exhale. Bring your upper body down towards the legs very softly without forcing the body in a pose that is not ready to take just yet. And gaze towards the toes. You can keep the head in line with the neck, just again gazing with the eyes only. Bring the elbows up and open to the side to straighten the upper back. B, inhale, straighten the arms, gaze up. Exhale, take hold of the feet from the outside. I have very long and flexible hamstrings, but of course bend the knees if you need to, right? Especially again if we are here, then bend your knees and allow the space in between the vertebrae in your back muscles, and then gradually over time, maybe coming with straight legs, keeping the spine long. Inhale, bring the upper body up, bend your knees. Feet hip distance apart with a variation of Pulsvottanasana, excuse me. Hands behind you with the fingertips pointing forward. Inhale, lift your hips. So coming into a reverse top position. Again, if you want to do the full version, which is with the legs straight, tops of the feet on the floor, go ahead and do so. But this is a really nice variation, modification. Roll down into your feet, your hands, spread the fingers wide. Exhale to sit down. So the soft version to go back into Vinyasa. Bring the feet to one side, the hands forward, and making your way back into Chaturanga Dandasana. Knees on the floor, off your choice. Inhale, Cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. We come back to seated any way that you wish to. And modified Adha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. So in the modified primary series, we don't do the half lotus. We do this version of this pose. So maybe first take a hold of the right foot with the right hand and making some movements at the hip and the knee. Then bend your right knee on top of the left, pointing the back toes, the right toes back. Squeeze your inner thighs. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward, catching the foot or if it's there. Again, once again, you can play around with the practice. Bring the hands back. Keep pressing the left heel down. The left leg is active, right leg is active. Inhale, come up. Trianga Mukha Kapara Paschimottanasana. Bend your right leg, the right foot pointing straight back. I'm using a block to lift the left sit bone. This helps usually if there is any funky sensation in the knees, just to elevate the hips a little bit. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, extend forward. Taking hold of the foot or finding the placement with the hands that works for you. Long spine. And maybe keeping a soft bend in the left knee so you're not hyperextending. Inhale, come up. You can take the block away before releasing the right leg. And maybe option to cross the ankles, hands on the floor by your side. Lift the hips, maybe keep rolling forward, gazing forward. Unwind the legs, coming into Vinyasa. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Finding the transition to seated, gaze forward, look where you're going. Maybe crossing the ankles and releasing the legs. We do the same thing to the other side, taking hold of the left with the right hand. Making some movement at the hip joint and the knee. Just really lubricating the left hip before moving into the next pose. Bend your left knee. So the left toes are pointing back, squeezing the inner thighs. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Taking whatever variation with the arms, the hands. Again, explore your practice. That's what it's there for. Ujjayi, are you breathing deeply, slowly? Last exhale. Inhale, come up. Now bend the left leg, the left knee, so the left foot is pointing back. The foot very close to the outside of your left hip. Then placing the block this time underneath the right sit bone to elevate the hips. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Again, bending the right knee softly so we're not pushing down where the muscles are active. Maybe a soft smile on your face. Being grateful for your body, for moving. As they exhale. Inhale, come up. Releasing the block to the side. Eventually I'll get there. Releasing the legs. And you could use the block to give you more space if you want to try to float back bit by bit to the first step. So maybe crossing the ankles. Bring the thighs very close to your chest. Make yourself very small. Inhale. Lift the hips. Bring the shoulders towards the knees and send the feet back. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, gaze front. If you want to jump through, bend your knees slightly. Keep the gaze forward. Lift the hips high. And release the legs to sit down. Janu Shirshasana. A. Bend the right knee, bring the sole of the right foot against the left thigh, the heel close to the groin. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Keep your hips in one line, so making sure the right hip is not moving back with the right knee. Keeping space into the sacrum. And press your inner left thigh against the sole of the right foot. Muladhara Bandha. Inhale, come up. Janu Shirshasana B. Place the hands on either side. So maybe I'll turn towards the camera just to show. Inhale, lift the hips. Slide forward and sit down onto your heel. So the heel is between the sit bones. And bring yourself forward, the right knee pointing out, more or less 35-degree angle. And squeeze all the muscles around the right heel. A great pose to feel the activation of Muladhara Bandha or Mula Bandha, the root lock, all the muscles of the pelvic floor active. Inhale, rise up. Release the legs carefully. Coming into Chaturanga Dandasana any way that you want to. Whoa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Coming back to seated for the other side. Bend your left knee, sole of the left foot. Press against the inner right thigh and vice versa. Exhale. Fold and take hold of the right foot, excuse me. Again, if you're not reaching for the foot just yet today, no worries. I think it's a lot more valuable to be here with the spine very long, rather than reaching and rounding, just really rounding from here. It will come with time, the flexibility. Inhale, come up. Be on the other side, place the hands on either side and lift up and forward. Take hold of the foot or not. Bend the elbows away from the floor to the sides. Last inhale and exhale. Inhale, come up, releasing out of the pose. Again, you could just bend the knees, bring the feet back. If the strength is not there just yet to carry you through the different transitions, just modify. Inhale, gaze forward. Walk, step, or jump the feet between the hands. Bend your knees, hands back to sit down. Marishasana A. Bend your right knee close to the chest. So I'm going to do a modified version. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, take hold of the right leg from the outside with the right arm. Catch the elbows with opposite hands. And sit up tall. Press down into the right foot and in the left heel. Straight into Marishasana C. Right hand behind you. Inhale, left arm up, gaze up. Exhale, take hold of the right leg with the left arm. If you want to place the left arm to the outside of the right thigh, go ahead. Gaze over the right shoulder. And use your breath. With each in-breath, feel the length from the tailbone to the crown. And with the exhale, see if you can bring the belly button even further back. Exhale, unwind out of the pose, finding your transition. And we come back to seated for the other side. Right leg straight. Bend the left knee, the left thigh close to the upper body. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, take hold of the left leg from the outside. Catch the elbows. And grow taller. Let the in-breath carry you upward. Soften your shoulders down with the exhale. Rooting down into the left foot, right heel. Before Marishasana C. Left hand behind you. Inhale, right arm up. Again, I'm doing the modification since I did it on the other side. Always practicing the same thing on both sides to keep the symmetry in your body. Gaze over the left shoulder. And with the exhale, see if you can draw your belly button even further back towards the back edge of your mat. Unwind, gaze forward. At this point, you could take a vinyasa. If you would like to take one, I am not going to take one. If you have the blocks very close to you, a little bit more forward than the hips. Navasana, both pose, legs up, arms by your side, palms facing one another. Draw your inner legs together. Keep a smile on your face. Inhale. With the exhale, cross the ankles. Again, make yourself very small. Hands onto your block and lift up. Exhale to sit down. For the second round, you could do a variation. If this is a lot, you could keep the legs together. Take hold of the legs, bringing the thighs very close to the upper body while still activating Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Maybe finding the front of the sit bone to challenge your balance. Inhale, extend the legs and the arms. Exhale, lift up. Sit down, move the blocks away. Legs straight, or knees bent. You could be here also. Find your breath. For this last one, we're going to go straight into Vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale, cross the ankles. Maybe lift, keep rolling forward, help you with the feet and the hands. Hands forward, One foot back, the other. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we're going to come back into seated for Baddha Konasana. Again, walking, stepping, or jumping, lifting the hips high. Soles of the feet together. Hands behind you and slide your pelvis towards the heels. Take hold of the feet with the hands. Straighten the elbows so you can lengthen your upper body. With the in-breath, lengthen. Exhale, release the shoulders down. B, inhale, lift the chin. Exhale, fold forward. Keeping the spine very long. So again, it doesn't have to be with the chin to the floor if your body is not ready just yet to be there. But if you're very close, maybe bring the elbows and the arms in front of the shins to allow the progression to happen with time. Inhale, slowly come up. Bring the knees together, extend the legs, and lie back. If you want to take a vinyasa to lying down, that's an option. Supta Padangustasana. Hand to big toe pose. I'm actually going to use the belt. If you have a belt, left leg active, lift your right leg up and place the belt around the right foot. Take hold of the belt with the right hand, the left hand onto your left hip. Inhale, lift the shoulders and the head over the floor, and bringing the forehead towards the knee. Bend the right elbow back. Exhale to lower the shoulders and the head down, keeping hold of the belt with the right hand, and keeping the left sit bone down, open the right leg out to the side. Only as far down as the body allows you to keep the left hip, left shoulder blade down on the floor, extend the left arm to the side, trying to bring the left ear onto the floor. If your leg touches the floor, but the hips, the back of the body is off the mat, bring the hips and both shoulder blades back down, finding the stretching in the front of the body. Inhale, bring the head, the leg back to center, take hold of the belt with both hands. Exhale, just one exhale, to bring the forehead or the chin close to the knee. And slowly lower down. Right leg down. You could also take a vinyasa right here if you'd like, or going straight into the other side like I am doing. Active right leg. Left leg up. Wrap the belt around the left foot. Take hold of the belt very close, as close to the left foot as you can. The idea is just to bring extension to our left arm using the belt. Right hand onto the right hip, lift the shoulders and the head off the floor. Suck your stomach in, so shorten your abdominal muscles as much as you can. We're down into the right heel. Slowly lower back down, shoulders and head. Right arm extended to the side and bring the left leg out and down. Again, only as far as the right sit bone, both shoulder blades, your entire back is in contact with the floor. And release the right ear towards the floor, gazing to the right thumb. Inhale, bring the leg, the head back to the center. Take hold of the belt with both hands. Exhale, suck your stomach in, bringing the head as close to the leg as you can. Release everything down. Take an inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Come back to Ujjayi. And I'm going to take a vinyasa. If you want to stay lying down, stay lying down. Otherwise, the arms by your side. Leave the legs. Bend the knees and roll forward. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And make your way back to seated. And lying down onto your back. Preparing for Setu Bandha Savangasana. I'm doing my hair for a second. Keep breathing Ujjayi. For Setu Bandha Savangasana, bend your knees. The feet hip distance apart. The toes pointing forward. Bring your arms alongside the body with the palms facing down. You can lightly touch the heels with the fingertips to measure the distance. Keep the gaze to the ceiling throughout the pose. Inhale, lift your hips as high as possible without arching into your lower back. Draw the outer hips inward. And the option to interlock the fingers below the body to roll the shoulders underneath your upper body. Bringing the chest closer to the chin, Jaladhara Bandha. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, slowly lower down. Release the hands. Bring the knees together, the feet slightly apart to rest. You have the option to repeat this, supported bridge pose, or you could practice Urdhva Dhanurasana, the full bridge, also known as the wheel pose. You can bring the feet hip distance apart once again, the knees pointing up. Bring the hands to either side of your head with the fingertips pointing towards the shoulders. If you want to take like a midpoint between this pose and Urdhva Dhanurasana, maybe first placing the top of the head onto the mat so you're gazing back, giving you a moment to feel your body and your breath. And if that feels good, pressing to both hands and feet and straighten the elbows, gradually coming into bridge pose. If you need to separate the feet wider than hip distance apart, go ahead and do so. Try to bring body weight into the hands. And full inhales and exhales here, or full inhale and long exhales. To lower down, chin towards the chest. Bend the elbows and lower yourself back down with control, knees together, feet apart. One more round, or if you don't already, just finding any other pose that feels good after the back bending. If you are practicing, find your pose, supported bridge or full bridge, and coming up with the in-breath. Keep drawing your tailbone towards the back of the knees. And the chest forward, pressing towards the wall that you can see. And to come out, chin to chest. Bend the elbows and lower down. Taking whatever stretches or poses feels good after this. Maybe the knees to the chest. You can make circles with the knees. Or doing what I'm doing. Lengthening the right leg away from the upper body with the left knee to the chest. And then switching. Now bring both knees to the chest, take hold of the back of the thighs. Roll forward and back a few times. Come to seated for a soft Paschimottanasana. Seated forward fold. You could also bend your knees if you'd like. Relax your feet. We need no effort here. Listen to your breath. Bring the awareness slowly back inward. Inhale, come up. Now come to a seated pose of your choice. Could be Sukhasana, easy pose, or Simasana, with one foot in front of the other, supported or not. Close your eyes and take a few breaths here. Maybe a softer ujjayi. And gradually letting go of your ujjayi to return to your natural breath. Open your eyes. Yoga Mudra. Take hold of the right wrist with the left hand behind you. Inhale, lift your chin. Exhale, let yourself fall forward. Relax your head down. The forehead doesn't have to touch the floor. You could also support your forehead onto a block. Expressing gratitude for your body, for the practice. Inhale, slowly come up. Releasing the wrist, bring the arms up, lengthen, deep breath in. With the exhale, hands on your knees, open the mouth wide, stick the tongue out. Simasana, lion's breath. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, straighten the elbows, lift the shoulders to the ears. Exhale, lean forward. Savasana. Lie down on your back. Separate the legs, the feet. Let the feet open out like a book, an open book. Find space between your arms and your upper body. Palms facing up. If you feel any compression in the back of the neck, maybe bring the chin slightly towards the chest so your cervical spine is long and the airway is open. Take the time to receive the benefits from your practice in the stillness. mindfully, and slowly bring your awareness back to your breath. Invite more air into your lungs. Slow, long exhalation all the way down to your fingertips and your toes. Bringing movement back. Slowly, your feet, ankles, hands and your wrists. Inhale, bring the arms overhead. Give yourself a big stretch. With the exhale, draw the knees to the chest. Take hold of the legs with your arms. Give yourself a hug. And either roll forward or roll onto one side in a fetal position before coming into a seated pose. And once again, so this is it. This is the modified primary series, one version of it, because there is so much that can also be adapted. But this was my practice today, so this is all I'm doing, just sharing my own practice. So that's what came today. I hope this was in some form of value to you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Have a lovely rest of the day, evening or night. Namaste.